In this session, I'll use a razor, scissors, and 2 flat irons with our Nourishing Lipid Serum to finish this hairstyle. You can buy all of the products and tools I use on our platform at beautywellnesshaircare.com. Randomly wrapping the hair with tons of gel is very 1990s. Modern textured hair is soft, healthy, and touchable. I finished her hair with the Joico leave-in reconstructor. No mousse, no foam, no gel, no silicone. And I sculpted her hair in the direction that it grows. When we give our clients hairstyles that support their hair texture and their hair's growth pattern, then we've delivered effortless hairstyle. Now, most of my clients, they don't want to fool with their hair. So what you have to do is analyze the client's hair growth pattern. Now, what you see right here is a baby's hair. This swirl pattern is actually called a whorl. It's a circular natural growth pattern. And this is an image of an adult with a whorl, a clockwise whorl. That means it grows in a circle to the right. You can also have a counterclockwise whorl. Now, the difference between a cowlick and a whorl is the cowlick hair pops up and the whorl happens close to the scalp. It's when you wear the hair cut short that you can actually see all the different hair growth streams within the hair. As we go along, I'll point out this client's whorls as well as her hair growth streams. You can clearly see this client's whorl. It's right at the tip of the crown, right at the crown at the top of her hair. It grows forward and swoops around to the right. I wanted to comb it out so that you can see where we need to go in and tighten up the perimeter. Before we get into it, I need you to give us a thumbs up, click the subscribe button, and click the bell. That's how we know that you appreciate our content and you want us to deliver more. I love using the razor to cut, sculpt, and shape textured hair, especially when you're really into short hairstyles and the perimeter and the nape is cut really short, really tight. The razor is perfect for textured hair because the razor cuts the hair off at an angle, right? And when the hair is cut off at an angle, when textured hair is cut at an angle, what it does is it encourages the curl pattern, the coil, to curve. And that curve causes wavy, curly, kinky hair to hug the head tight and lay flat and smooth. I begin by shaping the hair in the nape first and I work my way up. I hold the guard side, the side of the razor that has the teeth, that's the guard side. I shape and trim the hair with the guard side closest to the head. That ensures that I don't cut any areas bald. Throughout this trim, shaping up the perimeter of the hair, I'm holding the razor in primarily 3 elevations: 90 degree, 45 degree, and 0 degrees elevation. You'll notice that throughout the cut. At 0 degree elevation, I cut off the most of the hair. And as I move up, I go into a 45 degree angle. This is a perfect example of 2 streams. Streams are growth patterns. And you see right here in the back of her head, she has 2 opposing streams. One side goes to the left, one side goes to the right, and they meet at a V in the middle. So what I'm doing is I'm holding the razor and I'm blending where the 2 panels meet, where the 2 streams meet. I'm blending them using the razor. It's all about eye-hand coordination. You see the hair length, you see where you need to alter the length, and then you go in with your hands with the razor to carve, sculpt, and chisel. I'm using her ear as the cut guide. We want to make sure the hair around the ear is sculpted and lays flat and it doesn't pop up and she's constantly having to fuss with it and try to make that around the perimeter lay flat. So all hair grows approximately a ½ inch per month. I'm going to say that one more time. All hair grows approximately a ½ inch per month. It doesn't matter what culture you are. It has to do with genetics and environment. In warm tropical locations, the hair grows faster. So because the hair grows approximately a ½ inch a month, in short hair, you really need to get your hair trimmed every 4 to 6 weeks. Why? Because in short hair, 1/4 inch out of place can throw the entire haircut off. You can see that I'm holding the razor at a 90-degree angle, basically straight out. What I'm doing here is I'm blending, I'm chiseling, I'm making sure that the undercut lays flat. From the temple down to the sideburn, I considered that the undercut in this situation. This client's hair is fine and her curl pattern would be considered a 4B. It's so straight because we've been bleaching and using keratin for years. Let me better explain why I choose to use the razor as opposed to when I choose to use the scissors. Now look at the ends. These are 2 strands of textured hair. On the left side, the tips have been cut with a razor, so the ends are sliced at an angle. The hair strand on the right, it shows where the tips of the hair has been cut straight across with scissors. Now, when the hair is fine and you want to add volume to the hair, then you cut with scissors. When the hair is poofy or curly, or you want the hair to lay flat close to the head, then you use a razor. See, when you have big poofy hair and you cut the end straight across, that causes the hair to poof out even more, like a porcupine. But when the hair is fine and straight and you need to add volume, that's when you use the scissors. Oh, you also use the scissors when you want to define the perimeter, right? When you need a nice sharp edge. I finished the nape and the side panels with the sideburn, and now I'm going to use the scissors to define the edge and shape up the bang area. I'm going to hold the bangs at 0 elevation, right? Remember I told you her hair was fine and I need to add volume in the crown, the fringe, and the bang area. So that's why I'm using scissors. I'm only going to cut off about 1/8 of an inch, but you'd be surprised what that little bit of trim will do to the finished product. It will help her hair to look polished no matter what, whether she's wrapped it, flat ironed it, let it go wavy or coily. As long as you have a style cut into your hair, then it will always look good no matter what's going on with the texture. As I move to the left side of her hair, right? It's her left side, my right side. We do a little asymmetrical thing, right? We don't keep the hair cut straight across. What I do right there in the triangle, right there at the left temple, I use my fingers as my guide and I angle my fingers down for depth. I take sections up to 1 inch wide and I balance them with the temple cut. I cross-check by combing her hair to the right side as well as the left to make sure the cut is balanced. I don't have to have both sides even, but what I do need is to have the entire haircut balanced. I will repeat on the right side of this client the same haircut that I did on the left side, right? We're going to do an undercut. We're going to cut the hair from the temple down to her longer sideburns. We're going to use her ear as our guide. You can see how the hair is about an 1/8 of an inch over her ear. Now, it shows you we had a really good haircut the first time and how it's grown out. So I'm using her hair as the guide and I'm taking the razor and I'm chiseling off the longer hair strands. We want the hair around the ears to carve, to curve and hug the head so that it doesn't flip up, it doesn't poke out, and she doesn't have to use gel or constantly worry about the hair poking up every time she puts her sunglasses on. You know, it's something about a super short haircut that can be very feminine and guys find sexy. So you want to finish a feminine haircut with the razors and the scissors, right? You don't want to edge up with clippers because you don't want short hair on a woman to look too masculine. You don't want it to look like you're trying to be a dude. Unless you are a girl trying to be a dude, and that's a whole different haircut. At Beauty Wellness Hair Care, we're about soft, touchable, beautiful, feminine, sexy hair. You know, what men think is attractive about a woman's hair is not the same thing that women think is attractive. Only another woman would think cutting lines in short hair is super sexy. Men find that a turnoff, right? You don't want to have short hair and bald on one side with lines cut up all through the back. That's not cute. That's masculine. That's something you would get from a barber. What we're about is a master stylist, someone who can cut, color, control the texture, and keep your hair healthy. Just like this. Look how fantastic this haircut is turning out to be. I mean, I've not even used a flat iron, and already it's shaped and the style is cut into her hair. So whether she wraps her hair up at night or if she chooses to use a flat iron, it doesn't matter, because the hair was cut and dried to support the growth pattern and the growth stream. Remember, she has a whorl, WHORL. That's a circular growth pattern. Hers grows clockwise. The hair grows in a circle right there in the middle of her head, right? So we have to create a hairstyle and we have to dry her hair to support the growth streams and the growth patterns. Now, the growth streams and the growth patterns, they're determined when we're born. Every hair follicle that we have on our head is there when we're born. You don't get any new hair follicles unless you get a hair transplant. And the hair streams and the hair growth patterns, they're already there when you're born. Even if the baby is born bald, the follicles in which the hair strands grow out of are already there. I'm going to drop the picture of the baby's hair, right? This is a toddler, a few months old, and this is their natural growth pattern. It is a whorl, and the hair is growing in a circular pattern to the right. Now, it can also be a counterclockwise whorl in which the hair grows in a circle to the left. But in this particular client, she has a whorl that grows to the right. So I cut her hair, I style and dry her hair, and now I'm going to flat iron her hair to support the hair growth pattern and the hair growth streams. My intent is not to curl her hair. What I'm doing is I'm smoothing, I'm polishing, and I'm curving her hair so that it resists humidity. I have the flat iron set at 360 Fahrenheit. Remember in the olden days when they would make tracks, rows of curls, right? That use the Marcel irons, and it'd be like a choo-choo train of curls, one right after another. And oftentimes the client, they wouldn't even want to comb the curls out. Now that was some 1990s hard hairstyle for Black girls. But like I said, this is the 21st century, and it's all about soft, healthy, touchable hair. So we're not trying to add curl with a flat iron. Flat irons were never made to curl the hair. What flat irons do is they smooth and they polish. When you see videos of the girls using the flat iron to get curls and you see all that smoke coming up, what that is the hot heat reforming the gel into a plastic, right? And the plastic is forming a curl, not really the hair. And that's why when you get those Betty Boo curls, right, they dry the hair under the dryer with a ton of gel and foam, right, like a brick, like a hard brick, and then they go in with the heat, the high heat, to form the Betty Boop curls. Well, that style looks beautiful for maybe 24 hours, maybe 30 hours. But once you sleep on that and you perspire or you hit any moisture, the hair is going to frizz. You're going to lose your style, and it's no longer Betty Boo, it's Betty Don't. So it's really all about analyzing your hair texture, your hair diameter, your curl pattern. You want to understand your hair's growth streams as well as the growth pattern. You want to analyze the client's lifestyle, really how much do they want to give to maintaining their hairstyle, and then you go from there. A lot of times a client will have an idea. They'll call me. Last week, a client called, I do her every now and then, and she called and she wanted her hair bleached and turned pink. Well, I was definitely the one she should call because that's what I do. But I know this client, and I know she doesn't like to fool with her hair, and she doesn't understand that pink hair color fades the fastest, which means in 4 weeks, her pink hair is going to be icky, and she's going to need to do something so that she feels good about her hair again. So she's either going to have to re-dye her hair, or she's going to have to remove the faded pink dye. And those are the conversations you need to have with your client, or you need to have with yourself when you want to make any changes to your hair, especially when they're permanent changes like bleaching or turning your hair pink. I mean, reversing permanent changes to the hair is easy now. We have the bond builders, bond protectors, bond multipliers, but those are professional products and professional treatments that you need to come to a professional to get. They don't sell those products at Sally's or the Korean beauty supply stores. Well, actually, I was in Sally's, and they did have a brand that was called the Bond, but it had no ingredients that would actually bond the hair. So just beware if you see that sitting on the counter at Sally's and they say that it's a bonding product. Well, it's not a disulfide bond rebonding product, so don't waste your money. I continue flat ironing her hair by moving up through the crown and the front fringe area. I'm making thin horizontal partings, and I'm smoothing and curving the hair. Following the design line, I'm following the design in which the hair was dried in, and the hair was dried to support her whirl and her growth streams. You see how that goes? Everything supports the natural growth pattern and growth streams, how you dry the hair and how you flat iron the hair. I've moved to the client's left front side panel. I'm using the large wide flat iron to add curve and movement to the hair. Once again, I'm not trying to add curl. I'm using the smallest flat iron to smooth and straighten the edges. Now, this client will fight you if you try to tell her she's not black. She'll quickly tell you that her mother is black and her father is black. And I believe her because her edges are kinky. Look at how this hair is poking out. It's poking out because I curled it in the opposite direction that it was dried, right? Water and heat can reset the hair's hydrogen bonds and the ionic salt bonds. That's what's happening when we change the hair from straight to curly, whether we use blow dryers or rollers or twist out, right? What's happening is we are resetting, we are reshaping the hair's hydrogen bonds. So when we dry the hair in one direction and then we try to curl it in the opposite direction, the hair's not going to know what to do, so it's just going to poke out. So all we have to do is go in with the heat again and reset the bonds into the shape it was dried in, and everything will be okay. Now that I have the perimeter tightened up, I use the razor and the scissors, right, to tighten up the perimeter, and then I use the flat iron to smooth and polish, and now I'm going to use the scissors to shape up the interior, right? I'm going to use the scissors to blend the hair in the crown with the side panels. And it's all about elevation, right? When you hold the hair straight down, it's 0 elevation, one length. When you hold it all the way up, that's 180 degrees. When you hold it straight out, that's 90 degrees. And that's what I'm doing in this haircut and the crown. I'm holding the hair out at an angle so that the angle tips will be revealed. The angle tips are where the crown hair and the side panels meet. And if there's an angle, then I simply snip that off. And bam, there you have the perfect textured hair, Pixie. Now, this haircut, it would work on all types of hair, not only fine, but if you had relaxed hair. No-lie relaxer, no, that won't work, because no-lie relaxer, it never gets the hair silky straight. Now, if you use a sodium hydroxide relaxer on the hair, then you can get it smooth and silky, and this haircut would be perfect. You also don't want to use the razor if you have a lot of foam and a lot of gel on the hair, because the razor will just drag that product right off the hair. It won't really cut. I'm finishing with our Nourishing Lipid Serum. It's 100% organic cold press oils that mimics our hair's natural lipids. It's absorbed instantly and it's non-greasy. How do you like this haircut? Leave me a comment below and let me know what technique you like the best, whether it was cutting the hair after I flat ironed it, or if it was using the razor around the perimeter, or using the scissors to add volume to the bang and the crown area. Let me know what's your favorite tool for cutting textured hair. Leave me a comment below. And I want to thank you for sticking with us this long and watching the entire video. And I hope you watch the entire series, because this is a video 4 of a 4-part series. We started by removing the green direct dye hair color. Then I gave her a bleach touch-up. Then I gave her a toner. And now in this session, we're giving her the haircut and I'm flat ironing her. Please share this video with your best friend, your favorite hairdressers. That will help our channel grow. I had the editor make this video in black and white so we can really focus on the haircut. Oftentimes, my hair colors are so mesmerizing that you can get lost in the hair color, and it's difficult to see the angles and the steps required to complete the haircut. Speaking of haircuts, you can go to our platform at beautywellnesshaircare.com/buy hair videos, and we have hair cutting videos and hair color videos, specifically razors and clippers on textured hair. You can buy the video, you can watch it, and you can learn. Come visit us on our platform at beautywellnesshaircare.com.